Right now, let's welcome Theodora and her hamburger, coffee, and cake.
Hi, thank you. Okay. Yeah, ready. Okay. Yeah. Hi, my name is Theodora Papanagiotou. I am a freelance teacher here in Thessaloniki, as Margarita said. And today we're going to talk about hamburgers, coffee, and cake, and teaching, and what all these have to do with each other. Okay. Have you ever wondered? Doesn't change. Okay. Have you ever used technology in the classroom? Do you find it useful? Do the kids like it? Well, I find it useful. I try to motivate my students with technology, and I try to use every possible tool there is to do that. So my students and I, we watch videos, we make videos, we do interactive exercises, we talk to other students around the world, we write on blogs, we do everything possible there is to learn for our life. I'm not saying to show off. I just want to share the reaction of the parents I get. I mean, they say, why do you do all this? We just want our kids to get the certificate, you know, this paper that goes framed on the wall. So get a book and some CDs and just teach. If you do 100 tests with them, then they will pass the exam. And it's like somebody comes and tells me I'm hungry. And I say, okay, I'll give you the ingredients and I'm going to teach you how to cook so you won't be hungry for the rest of your life. And they say, no, I just want a hamburger. Well, I'm not exactly against hamburgers. I mean, no, I meant certificates. Hamburgers are great too, but we are not allowed to eat them. They are unhealthy. Okay, certificates are proof that you have learned the language, but they are not our main goal. Our main goal is to make students produce language. If you can do that, then yes, they will pass the exam, but they will be able to communicate as well. And another thing I get from parents is that they want all the certificates there are in the world. I mean, why should somebody take 3 B2 level exams? Isn't one enough? It's like hamburger, pizza, fries. Okay, I'm changing the subject now when the picture changes. Have you ever yawned in the classroom? Well, of course you have. I mean, if you have worked 7-8 hours straight and it's 9 o'clock in the evening, you just want this lesson to end and go home. But be careful, because with the third yawn, you might get fired. Happened to me. Anyway, well, one solution to this problem is coffee. Coffee is good. It keeps you alert, it gives you the strength to carry on, and it is a small treat to yourself. And we have to admit that almost all teachers are coffee addicts. But you have to wonder, how much coffee can somebody drink? Seriously now, what do you do when your students yawn? Does this mean boredom? Does this mean fatigue? Is this lack of interest? And what do we do to prevent this from happening? I mean, do we even think about it? Or do we just keep on doing our job ignoring the problem? I had this student once, a very bright 10-year-old. Every time he got bored, he just threw his pencil on the floor, just like that, and he said, Miss, I dropped my pencil by accident, can I go get it? And then he stood up, got the pen, sat down again, because he was bored. At least he was not yawning. And how about this? Okay, this is a portrait of me. Normally I would be honored, but when this happens during an ECP listening comprehension test, then you have to wonder. Well, my student, Dimitris, is a really intelligent one, but he's only 14. And the next picture, Helena, who did this, is a bit older, but maybe she's bored and tired of all this huge list of vocabulary she has to learn by heart. And maybe all this is relevant to their age and their interests. Maybe we push our kids too hard to accomplish things too soon. You have to wonder. Well, Talking about my students, I have to admit that each and every one of them has been a personal experience for me. I mean, you can't just go to a class and teach your lesson without some personal interaction. They share things with you, you share things with them. So you inevitably bond with each other. Just remember how many birthdays you have spent with your children, your students, how many times they brought you a cake with candles. And it's not about the candles or the cake or the present, it's about the fact that they thought of you and they wanted you to smile. How about the matter of trust? I have this student, Alex, he writes love poems in English, not to me, to his girlfriend. Okay, normally he doesn't show them to anybody, he's really shy, but he shows them to me because he wants me to correct his grammar. So, okay, trust is everything. And okay, the children, the students know that you care. These are a handful, they drive me crazy, but one time they came and they told me, they asked me, Miss, can we call you mom? And I said, why, how come will you call me mom? And they said, okay, because you shout at us sometimes, like our moms do, but you really care if we learn. And maybe when they grow older, they will not remember the passive voice or the past continuous, but they will remember you, the teacher who talked to them and made them do team projects. And they will remember what they were working on because they had fun doing it. Of course, when the children feel too close to you, then they might ask you some very awkward questions, like the story my friend Vicky Laura shared with me. She had a little student, Maria. Maria came and asked her once, Miss, are you married? And Vicky said, no, not yet, Maria. And Maria says, but you're a big lady. And my mom says, you can have kids whenever you want. So what can you say to that? Well, as you can see, I can go on and on forever talking about irrelevant things, so thank God it was only 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Thank you so much for listening without yawning. Have a nice evening and stay away from hamburgers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Despina, are you ready?